Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to look at the whales. They have been accumulating Bitcoin at record levels not seen since August 2024. But we have tariff news tomorrow. How is all that going to play out? We're going to look at that and a whole lot more. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to more people, and of course does help support the channel, as does your wonderful comments that you leave. Thank you so much for those that take the time to post. So let's look at what we can see here. The whale data is the Bitcoin whales position. And we can see right here on the right-hand side of the screen, March 2025, the whales have been accumulated, and we haven't seen this kind of accumulation since August of 2024, July, August of 2024. And so, but we do have the tariff announcements coming as well. And we did see Bitcoin quarterly returns wasn't great. However, the last time we saw around that negative 10% during a bull market, 2022 was during a bear market, of course, we did see a positive Q2 follow on from there. And so maybe we'll see a nice flow through and some upside for Bitcoin in the second quarter of this year. Of course, we will have to see what shakes out, because the S&P 500 had a little bit of a rough spot. And so has crypto, by the way. It's just not crypto, but they recorded their worst quarterly performance since 2022. So Bitcoin and the S&P 500 seem fairly heavily correlated there. And are we about to see a turnaround there? And of course, we look at the Bitcoin price, and we have seen a little bit of a jump in price, a little bit of upside, but there was a CME gap up around this level. If you don't know what a CME gap is, it's time to jump to Google and have a look at that and learn what the CME gaps are. I have covered this in many episodes previously, and so jump onto Google and you can learn more about what the CME gap is and why it usually does get closed sooner rather than later. So no sooner had the CME gap opened after the weekend, it was closed pretty much on 1 to 2 days later afterwards. Now, as we can see here, Bitcoin is coming up to the 21 EMA on the daily time frame. And of course, we do have the 200 EMA on the daily and the 200-day moving average. These are all going to be resistances between 84,900 and 86,100. And so we could expect some resistance there. We did see a little bit of a breakthrough there, and everybody kind of got excited, and we thought we were going to get up near the 20 EMA on the weekly, crucial level to break above. But again, I'm just going to repeat myself here that what I have said, especially for those who are new, Bitcoin consolidating between, and we're going to switch to the weekly time frame here, Bitcoin consolidating between the 20 EMA on the weekly at 87,700 and the 50 EMA on the weekly at 77,700. There has historically been a good place to accumulate and pick up some Bitcoin, and that's exactly what I've been doing to try and front run what I believe is coming, which should be a push to 100,000. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't see Bitcoin come down to 77,800, or the 50-week moving average, which would scare the pants off quite a few people, down at 76,400, because any weekly open and close below that level, we haven't even had a close below that level, let alone open and close below that level, has historically meant the end of the bull run and the start of a confirmation of a bear market. And so that's what we're looking for. And we have seen in the April 2021 dump, we saw Bitcoin close a couple of candles below that 50 EMA on the weekly and the 50-week moving average, but we never saw a full open and close candle below that level. And so, of course, we could see a little bit more downside before we move up. We're going to wait and see what the tariff news brings. However, I have a bit of a feeling that could end up being a little bit of a buy the news event, especially if we have some certainty, because the market likes certainty. If we have the certainty of this is what's going to happen, these are the percentage of the tariffs, they're going to be on these countries for these goods until this time, until it is resolved, well, at least the market can kind of price that in. I feel like the market has been pricing in to a large extent what's going to go down on April 2nd tomorrow. And of course, if it turns out to be the tariff news turns out to be not as bad as expected, we could see a bit of a bump there. But I don't really see any major rally taking place until we get some kind of resolution on these tariffs. And of course, that could also lead to some lower inflation and some Fed rate cuts in May or June of this year. And that's what the market is really looking forward to. And this is where I'm front running the market. I've shared my strategy very clearly on here, and I will share my altcoin strategy in the altcoin show upcoming again and in a little bit more detail, so we can get a little bit more of an idea of how best to play that, because it can be a good idea to have some exposure and how I'm getting that exposure, but also staying risk off at the same time. Now, of course, my Bitcoin strategy is I just keep buying. I'm just not selling that. I'm not swing trading it. Of course, I am leverage trading Bitcoin long and short, and you can learn how to do this in the Tribal Trades Discord. Okay, now this is a closed and exclusive Discord. It's not just open to everybody, but you can inquire about it and get more information about joining the Discord and what the cost of the Discord and how it works, etc. Below there in the description of this video is an email address, and if you email me there, then I can send you more information on the Discord, because we are giving access to people through until Easter time, and we will be opening that up a little bit more before Easter as well, just for a short period of time. For just the next week or so, there you can get access to the Tribal Trades Discord, and we have live trading sessions. We have one today, another live trading session with me in the Tribal Trades Discord. And of course, if you know how to buy low and sell high, you can certainly learn how to short the market, even at responsibly with 1x leverage. It's like a spot buy, but to the downside, and make money when the market goes down as well as when the market goes up. We're literally changing lives of people who have normally just usually been able to only make money when the market goes up. A game changer now of people who are learning through the leverage trainings that we are doing and the live trading sessions that we do, where you can interact with me, ask questions, watch me as I trade, learn as I trade, and trade with me in the Tribal Trades Discord. There we have the Leverage Lounge there as well, aka the party zone, where people are trading in there and sharing their ideas and thoughts, and a community that is supporting one another in there. Just incredible people. I appreciate you all. And of course, the Stocks with Josh Discord. I did another leverage trading in there yesterday. Okay, so there, that should be in the cheat sheet in the Stocks with Josh Discord, available to watch for those who didn't catch that live leverage trading session we did there as well. And of course, I have a Crown Traders channel in there where I share education and insights and resources, of course, the leverage trading stuff and entertainment, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? And so you can sign up for both Discords. There's an email address for the Tribal Trades Discord. And of course, the Stocks with Josh Discord is open. You can sign up for that right away, actually, in the description of this video here. All right, well, let's look at the follow the yellow brick road. We're going to follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And oh my goodness, all of that yellow is blinding me this morning. Look at that. Huge amount of liquidity has gathered to the upside between 84,000 and 88,000. I think we can expect a rally because at some point, of course, we could see a dump down to these low 80,000 levels, depending on the tariff news that comes out. But that is a lot of liquidity to the upside. Let's look at the 1 month zone here. For the liquidity here is that we have, again, mostly to the upside, up to around 90,000, millions and millions of dollars there, and to the downside, we're down there at 80. I always like looking at the 6 month level, because the 6 month level does show huge amounts of liquidity now gathering at 90,000. There is 800 million, 1.9, almost 2 billion there at 89,000. Okay, so I would expect a retest at some point at 90,000, and then upwards of 95,000, 3 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 2 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 2 billion, all the way up. We keep going up to 100,000, 5 billion there, 3 billion. And then if we continue to go up, we have billions of dollars up to 110,000, 2 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion, 2 billion. So there's a lot up there. The danger to the downside is down here at 74,000. You can see there is multiple billions down there, but it's much smaller now. Now, remember when we first started looking at this a month or two ago, this was where most of the liquidity is. Now it's built up to the upside. See what the market makers have done? They've kept us in this zone where people have become ultra bearish and opened up a lot of short positions. And they've been growing and growing and growing, and just gets bigger. Every time we come here, more and more liquidity is coming to the upside. You know, I would be absolutely shocked if we did not get back to 100,000, even 110,000. I would be extremely surprised if we did not go up to these levels there, okay, over the next couple of months. So, but we could have that one final flush out to the downside. Or if you're in the bears camp, and I want to know what camp you're in. Are you a bear? Say, just put in the comments that you're in the bears camp, and what you think is going to happen is we're going to have a flush out to the upside before a final capitulation to the downside, because they can do the same thing. They can bring it up here, wipe out all of the shorts here, and then everybody starts going long, and then a huge amount of liquidity opens up. I just don't think there's enough there for them to take us into a bear market. That's just my opinion. I'm not the market maker, of course. So if you're a bear and you believe that we're going to go up first and flush out all this liquidity, and while that happens, more liquidity here before they do a final capitulation to the downside, which is coming up soon. If you think that's going to happen fairly soon, let me know that you're a bear. And if you're a bull that believes we're going to see a flush out first to the downside, or maybe we won't. Maybe the market makers will leave that behind, because everybody's been saying we're going down to 73 and 69 and 66. And while that can happen, I think it's more, I don't think it's as likely that we go below 66,000. The low of an election week has never been breached before, and that was 66,800. I think maybe down to 69, 73, 69 area is probably my worst case scenario. I'm in the bulls camp, by the way. I think we could get a final flush out to come down and get this liquidity here before sending it. And I don't think that the bull run will finish until, probably the fourth quarter, maybe the third quarter, maybe August, September, but more likely in November and December. Historically, the bull run has finished, but I think it's going to finish a little bit earlier, possibly in September time there. So that's the camp that I am in. The possibility of coming down, tagging these areas again, maybe a couple of weekly candle closes below, just to get some more of the bears, putting some more shorts in for the market makers to come up and liquidate. Maybe we don't. Maybe the tribal trades trend line. Look at this, the tribal trades trend line. One line to rule them all is holding steady and firm right now. I've had this trend line in play. I believe we go back to that. I think I've had that trend line in play now for many months. They're back to February of 2024. Come on, people. The tribal, this one here. Sorry, yeah, February 2024. The tribal trades trend line. One trend line to rule them all is holding up the price pretty well at the moment. That doesn't mean that we can't come down and tag this area again before what I believe will happen is to go up and tag these areas and retest and make a new all-time high. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And again, as always, until the next episode or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.